Really? You gotta be kidding me.
All right, so here's the deal.
Yes.
We're going to talk more and more about, the market, but I want to take a second to acknowledge one of our community members
Yes.
was trying to do business with a dealership in Rhode Island,
Yes.
Greico Honda. And they were telling us through the community, through Justice on our team who was working with them. And again, if you're not a part of the YAA community, you can be a member here on YouTube and you can watch the content. But if you become a member back on joinyaa.com, you can chat with a car coach, live chat. We're thinking of even adding text and things like that in the future. So consider joining. That member was letting us know, hey, there's some deceptive pricing things going on at Greico. And then I saw this headline. Attorney General sues 2 Rhode Island car dealers alleging deceptive pricing.
Really?
You've got to be kidding me.
Forget that. Really? Really? It took an attorney general in a state this long to think that maybe there's been some deceptive pricing going on from car dealers?
Attorney General Peter F. Noronha, forgive me if I pronounced that incorrectly, said that Greico, is it Greico or Greco? Greico, Honda of Johnstown, refused to sell vehicles at the advertised prices, instead adding a $5,000 addendum fee to the price.
Yeah.
The Attorney General also said that the Toyota dealership of East Providence has advertised wholesale prices, a term that is forbidden in car ads.
Yes.
The Attorney General seeks to have customers reimbursed for the amount they overpaid, as well as fining the dealers up to $10,000 for each violation of the state's Deceptive Trade Practices Act. Fines that could total more than $1 million.
Okay.
So honestly, this is you got to be kidding me because, addendum fees, and markups and market adjustments. But this is a happy, you got to be kidding me. Like, really got to be kidding me, Attorney General Peter F. Noronha. We need you on the show. We need you to teach other attorneys generals how to do this.
What really you got to be kidding me is when you read the COO's comments as to how this could have possibly have happened.
All right, let's pull that up, Pops.
Okay.
George Smith, Chief Operating Officer of Greico Automotive Group, the dealership's parent company, denied advertising Hondas at, quote, false and misleading prices and blamed the use of, quote, wholesale on a Florida advertising company that he said did not know it's illegal in Rhode Island. Now, to be fair, Florida's the Wild West.
Yes.
Smith said that the price is listed on the Honda dealership's website where the manufacturer suggested retail price and not the price for which the car was offered. He said the prices were for informational purposes only.
Informational. My God, how long did they have to work at parsing words so they could come up with, well, we know that people look at these numbers and they think that's what they could buy them for, but they're really, does it say in there anywhere that it's just for informational purposes only? They're not the real price. They're just the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Get that. At a certain point, we are constantly asked to throw common sense out the window.
I hear you, Pops.
Okay. And if you advertise a price, that's the price. That should be the price. It shouldn't be that hard. Now, I know from having managed Acura dealerships that Acura and Honda came out with the rules and regulations regarding how you could advertise their vehicles.
Sure.
Okay. And at the Acura dealership, you weren't allowed to use words like invoice or over invoice or discount or, so you had to come up with creative ways to be able to advertise the product. I came up with a what the bleep sale, and every time I would have used the word discount or invoice or over invoice, it was bleeped.
Yep.
Okay. So it was just kind of funny.
Yeah.
But to suggest that, well, these are just for informational purposes only, and then to say, well, the advertising agency we hired out of Florida, they had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, so ignorance is a good excuse now. No, the advertising agency outside of Florida is supposed to know what the guidelines are in whatever state that they're helping to put together advertising for. Me, personally, I'd say throw the book at these sons of
guns.
Yeah. And at some point, make somebody pay for all the deceptive bait and switch pricing that is going on out there. Get 20% off at joinyaa.com through March 24th. Just type in luck.
Ford is creating, quote, electric university to train dealers in all things EV. Ford and its dealer council will launch, quote, electric university to give salespeople, service technicians, and parts department staffers a crash course on all things EVs. Give me your 2 cents, Dad. you know a lot of the demographics and psychographics of people that work within the car industry. How
Mhm.
well do you think
Mhm.
Electric University is going to go over with them?
Sure. Yeah, no, I mean, let's face it. If I ever wanted to graduate from a university,
Yeah.
it would be Electric University, because nothing says you got a great education like an electric charge. Okay, a little cattle prod,
Yep.
and you are ready to learn. Yeah, I can see some of the older people in the
Yeah.
car business having to go to Electric University and learn how all this stuff works, and try and have it make sense to them. I would like to say I applaud Ford for doing the initiative, but they have no choice.
Yeah.
You are completely changing or attempting to change how people understand, comprehend automotive. And that includes the people that sell this stuff, service the stuff, have to figure out how to store parts for this stuff.
Yeah.
And I just have to believe that with some of the electronics involved and the batteries involved, that there has to be special care as to how they're stored at the dealership level.
Oh, there was a here.
So that you don't, I don't know, so that your parts and service departments just don't go up in flames. There's a whole bunch that Ford needs to do, and there's a whole bunch for dealership personnel to learn, and whether or not they can do a good job of it's something we'll have to see in the future.
It's incredibly important. This is an article you haven't seen this. It comes from an industry publication that's all about shipping. Okay, but shipping on container ships. Quote, potentially catastrophic container loaded with discarded lithium batteries catches fire en route to port.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so it was, and they actually reference it here, and this is at the Port of Virginia. This safety alert comes after the loss of the Felicity Ace car carrier, which was reportedly carrying electric vehicles with lithium-ion batteries when it caught fire and sank in the Atlantic Ocean. Yes. Although the cause of the fire is yet to be determined, officials said the burning lithium-ion batteries had complicated firefighting efforts. This is another story of a bunch of batteries, discarded batteries, that caught fire, fortunately, on the truck to the Port of Virginia to go get put onto a ship. This is the type of stuff that we actually like. People need to be out in front of this, because if this happens, and hell, remember when the Samsung phones were catching on? I mean, this stuff's scary, to be honest. So yeah, you know what? Maybe forgive me for just mocking the fact that it's called Electric University. Yes. We need people to be really well trained in how to store these parts and how to interact with them, because it's dangerous. Tesla fired an employee who posted a YouTube video of a full self-driving incident. Okay. Did you hear about this?
No.
So this is a Tesla employee who, and there's tons of videos like these online of people driving with full self-driving mode. And I guess it happens right around here.
Oh, what did it hit?
A traffic pylon.
Oh, okay. Well, that's always good.
All right, let's watch.
Yeah.
So it's in full self-driving mode.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
It's not programmed to recognize a traffic pylon.
Tesla terminated the employee 6 days after he posted the video. They haven't announced why.
Yeah.
He was John Burnell, who worked on the data annotation team for Tesla's autopilot system, received a separation agreement from the company on February 11th, just under a week after he posted the video that now has 180,000 views.
It's not enough views to get fired over.
Burnell said in a phone interview that while his manager refused to put the reason for his firing in writing, he was told it was in part due to the improper use of full self-driving. Interesting. And that software is running on 60,000 vehicles right now in the United States. I found this to be, really, you got to be kidding me for two reasons. One, terrible way to get terminated.
Yeah.
And secondarily, if you're using Tesla full self-driving, it's not full self-driving quite yet. This comes from our dear friend Alex.
Yes.
Alaska Sound Guy. Thanks for sending this. And it comes by way of Alaska's news source.
Yes.
Dealer's GPS.
They only have one, apparently.
Dealer's GPS disabler leaves drivers stranded 2 years after paying off their car.
Yes.
What the heck happened here, Pops?
Well, you know, a lot of dealers, a lot of used car dealers, and a lot of dealers that deal with people that have less than stellar credit, equip the cars with devices that keep track of where the car is, and that they can disable the car. They can stop it from working if the person stopped making the payments. Um,
Wow.
now, so I mean, it's thankfully I never worked in any dealerships where we install any of those things.
Yeah.
But dealers do, because they need to protect their investment, especially if it's like a buy here, pay here a lot.
Yeah, that's probably very common there.
Yeah, you need if the person, your credit is your job. Yeah, but if you stop paying, they want to know where the car is. They want to be able to disable it, and they want to be able to pick it up, because that's where they're making their money. So this particular gentleman, he had paid off the car 2 years earlier, and he was driving, going from, what was it, Georgia through Alabama or something, and the car
just
stopped, wouldn't start, and he had to tow the vehicle. He had to take it to a mechanic. He had to rent a hotel room. The mechanic determined that this disabler device is what caused the issue, and once he removed the device, lo and behold, you could start the car again.
It's insane.
Now, the dealer that he bought it from said, "Well, this is impossible." The company that made the device said, "Well, once the deactivation code is sent out, it can't ever happen again." But nobody can explain it. And eventually, once the TV station got involved, lo and behold, the dealer reimbursed the customer for the $483 it cost them for the hotel, the food, and getting the car running again.
A perfect example of, really, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.